What's going on, guys? And I finally caved. I picked up an iPad for Final Cut Pro just so I can do some editing on the go. And here's my thoughts on why I picked it up. So let's jump into it. I first want to talk about why I even picked this up to begin with, because buying an iPad just for one app is pretty extreme, not gonna lie. But my thought process was, I'm on the go a lot. I'm not at home. Yes, I do have a MacBook, but a MacBook compared to an iPad is definitely a lot different. Whether you're just out in the park or you're in the car, you're at a cafe or something along those lines, pulling out a MacBook is a lot more difficult and it's a lot more heavy to carry with you than an iPad. And I personally love the form factor of an iPad. I edit in the car and everything like that. And I personally just like the smaller size, as well as using apps like Photoshop and Lightroom. Even if you're out and about, say you're doing a hike, but you want to get some content out right away, you can just plug your memory card or camera into the iPad, transfer the footage, edit super fast, super easily. Yes, you can do something similar with your iPhone, but just the screen size is extremely small. And I honestly love Final Cut and the ability to start an edit on your iPad and then transfer it over and do more final, more power intensive editing on the desktop version of the app. Honestly, ideal for me. I wish you could transfer it back to the iPad. Maybe that'll come in a future update, but for right now, you can only go from your iPad to your Mac, not back and forth. I will say that Final Cut for iPad is very basic, but very powerful in the same sentence. It's kind of weird. Yes, you don't have any third-party plugins. You don't have a lot of LUTs and things like that. But what it is ideal for is just chopping up your footage, getting a base edit down, and then transferring it over to the Mac, and then doing more of your color grading and power intensive tasks that way. Or if you're just getting maybe a reel or, an Instagram story or just a quick little video out, you can do pretty much everything you would on the Mac version, except for third-party plugins and things like that. But I will say you can create content on the iPad. Even though my handwriting is terrible, I do really like the handwriting tool with the live drawings. I find this is gonna add such a creative way to do titles and stuff like that, or just adding shapes and whatnot into your videos. Before, you would have to buy plugins for a similar effect, and if you buy those plugins, they might not work exactly the way you want them to. So with this, it gives you an option to just create stuff on the video based around what you're actually trying to do, rather than trying to find a preset that works for you. You can create these presets in the app. Say you want to draw over your hand or something. I don't know. You can do that, where if you didn't have the preset to be able to do that, then you would have to either create one or try to go out and find one and buy it. So right now, my workflow with the Canon R5, I like to shoot 8K RAW just to get the highest quality footage, but I'm also shooting in-camera proxies, which the iPad doesn't support the 8K RAW videos from Canon. I like to transfer the proxies to the iPad, start my edit, transfer it back to the computer, and then just replace those proxies with the 8K RAW video, do my color grading and stuff like that, and then export as I go. I find this is honestly my favorite workflow. I don't know if anybody else is doing anything similar to this, but if y'all want, I will create a dedicated video around that kind of workflow. I honestly love it. I haven't had really any issues with it so far. That's pretty much it. That's why I honestly picked up this iPad. I love to edit on the go. I find and hope I can push out more content with this iPad, just so I can focus on most of my editing when I'm not at home, when I'm out and about. There's no more excuses why I can't. It's like, well, I don't want to bring out my computer. It's too heavy. It takes up room in my bag, or I have to wait until I get home to edit. And then when I get home, I'm just too lazy to actually sit down and start editing. So hopefully I can push out more content with the iPad. Only time will tell. Hopefully Apple releases releases more updates for the Final Cut for iPad. Hopefully you can transfer it back and forth, your projects, third-party support, and things like that. But yeah, if you have any questions, don't be scared to ask me. I'll try my best to answer them. And that's all I have for this video. If you did like this video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Until the next video, peace.